The rain on Kepler Station sounded different from rain on Earth. It wasn't soft or comforting. It struck the metal roof of my remote cabin like tiny bullets, rattling the structure with a constant metallic hiss. Outside, the endless gray storm stretched across the alien forest, lightning flickering silently between the towering crystal trees. Most people avoided the outer regions of Kepler Station. That's exactly why I lived there. My name is Ethan Cole, former engineer of the Terran fleet. After 20 years repairing warships and watching humanity fight a dozen pointless battles across the stars, I had decided I'd had enough. So I came here, a forgotten outpost on the edge of explored space. No war, no politics, just silence, rain, and broken machines to fix for passing traders. That night, the storm was worse than usual. Wind howled through the metal supports of the cabin while sheets of alien rain pounded the clearing outside. I was sitting at my workbench repairing a plasma generator when I heard it. 3 sharp knocks. Knock. 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 I froze. Nobody came out here during storms. Especially not at night. For a moment, I thought the sound might have been debris hitting the door. Then it came again. Knock. Knock. Slow. Weak. Someone was outside. I stood slowly and reached for the old pulse pistol hanging beside the door. Living on the edge of space teaches you caution. Carefully, I approached the entrance and activated the door's small viewing panel. What I saw made me blink in confusion. A woman stood outside. She was drenched from head to toe, long silver hair plastered against her face by the rain. Her thin clothing clung to her body as the wind pushed against her fragile frame. She was shaking violently. For a moment, I simply stared. Then she lifted her head. Her eyes glowed faintly blue. Not human. Alien. Before I could react, she raised a trembling hand and knocked again. "Please," she whispered through the door. "Help me." Every instinct I had told me this was a terrible idea. Aliens rarely traveled alone, and strangers appearing at isolated cabins during storms usually meant trouble. But something about the way she looked, she wasn't threatening. She was terrified. I sighed and opened the door. The wind immediately blasted inside the cabin as she nearly collapsed forward. I caught her before she hit the floor. "Easy," I said. She was freezing. Her skin was pale blue beneath the rainwater, and her entire body trembled uncontrollably. I shut the door and guided her toward the heater. "Sit down before you pass out." She lowered herself onto a chair, still shivering. I handed her a dry blanket. "Wrap up." For a few seconds she didn't move. Then she slowly pulled the blanket around her shoulders. "Thank you," she whispered. Up close, I could see she wasn't human at all. Her ears were slightly pointed, her skin carried a faint shimmer like moonlight on water, and her eyes, those glowing blue eyes, held a depth that seemed almost unnatural. "What species are you?" I asked. She hesitated. "Lithari." I frowned. I'd heard of them. A rare alien race from the outer spiral arms. Quiet, reclusive, and extremely advanced. "What are you doing all the way out here?" I asked. She looked toward the door nervously. "Asking you for something." Her voice trembled. "What kind of something?" She swallowed. Then she said the words that made my blood run cold. "I need you to hide me." I leaned back against the table. That's usually not a great sign. "They're hunting me." "Who is?" "The Dominion." I felt a knot form in my stomach. The Dominion was one of the largest military powers in the galaxy. If they were hunting someone, that someone was in serious trouble. "And why exactly are they hunting you?" I asked carefully. She looked down at her hands. For a moment, I thought she wouldn't answer. Then she whispered something that made the room feel suddenly smaller. "Because of what I carry." My eyes narrowed. What do you mean? She slowly lifted her hand. A faint blue light pulsed beneath the skin of her wrist. It wasn't natural. It looked like something implanted inside her. What is that? I asked. Her voice was barely audible. The last Lithari star core. I stared at her. You're telling me you're carrying alien super technology inside your body? Yes. And the Dominion wants it. They want to control it. The star core. I'd heard rumors about it during my fleet days. An ancient energy source capable of powering entire star systems. If what she was saying was true, half the galaxy would kill for it. So let me get this straight, I said slowly. You show up at my cabin in the middle of a storm with a priceless alien artifact in your arm and a galactic empire hunting you. She nodded. Yes. I rubbed my face. Fantastic. Before I could say anything else, the ground trembled. Both of us looked toward the window. Through the rain, bright lights pierced the storm clouds. Dropships. Military dropships. The woman's face went pale. They found me. I cursed under my breath. 3 black Dominion ships descended through the storm and landed beyond the tree line. Within seconds, armored soldiers began spreading through the forest. Scanning. Searching. They were close. Very close. The woman stood quickly. I should leave. Leave. I snapped. They'll catch you in 30 seconds. I cannot risk your life. I glanced at the approaching lights. Too late for that. I grabbed my jacket and looked at her. What's your name? Arya. Well, Arya, I said, opening a hidden panel in the floor. You picked the right cabin. Her eyes widened as a concealed hatch slid open, revealing a narrow underground passage. You built this? She asked. Old smuggling tunnel, I said. Came with the place. Voices echoed outside. Dominion soldiers. Closer now. Hurry, I said. She climbed into the tunnel. I followed and sealed the hatch above us, just as heavy boots thudded against the cabin door. Voices shouted. Metal slammed. They had broken inside. We moved quietly through the dark tunnel while muffled footsteps echoed above. After several minutes, we reached the far exit hidden among the crystal trees. Rain still poured from the sky. Arya looked at me. You helped me, even knowing the risk. I shrugged. I've never liked bullies. She studied me carefully. Humans are strange. Yeah, I said. I hear that a lot. In the distance, searchlights scanned the forest. Dominion patrols. They would spread out soon. Arya's expression turned serious. The star core inside me is not just a power source. Oh, it is alive. I raised an eyebrow. That's new. It chooses who can wield its energy. And her glowing eyes met mine. It reacted when I entered your cabin. I frowned. What do you mean? She gently took my hand. The moment her fingers touched my skin, the mark on her wrist flared bright blue. Energy pulsed through the air like a heartbeat. Arya gasped. The core recognizes you. Recognizes me for what? She stared at me with disbelief. For the first time in centuries, it has found a partner species. Lightning flashed across the sky. The Dominion soldiers searched the forest behind us. And suddenly I realized something terrifying. Helping her hide wasn't the thing that had changed everything. Touching her had. Because now the most powerful energy source in the galaxy had chosen humanity. And every empire in the stars would soon know it.